So notes on the axe, phase 4, triads. For those of you that don't know what triads are, you play them all the time. Those are more than, I mean, it's a 3-note chord, but notes are repeated. You got C, E, G, C, E. But normally the triad is just C, E, G, root 3rd, 5th. Same with this G, G, B, D, G, B, G. So you're just repeating these triads, giving a nice strong foundation. And like I said, it's root, 3rd, 5th, and that's derived from a major scale. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, root. So to build these major triads, you have root, 3rd, 5th, right? So we're going to approach this the same way that we approach notes on the axe, but now we're using triads, and it's a great way to open up the fretboard and see where all these triads lie, whether it's major, minor, diminished, sus, augmented. So once you start to visualize these, then you can play them all over. You can use them in your soloing, composition, and just noodling around. I use them all the time. And then you can start to visualize and actually hear the difference between major, minor, diminished, sus, and so on. So, like I said, we're going to start off with the notes on the axe approach. So, we're going to start with C major, like with anything, in root position. So, C, E, G, right? Now, there's ways that you can play these. You can pluck them, or you can strum them. I recommend plucking them because one way I recommend playing these is C, E, G. Playing them out and then going to F, A, C, right? Then B, D, B flat, D, F, E flat, G, B flat, and so on and so forth. So how you would approach it once you get to that point is C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B, E, A, D, G, C, right? So that's root position, root, 3rd, 5th. Now our first inversion is going to be 3rd, 5th root, starting from low to high, 3rd, 5th root. And then you're going to do the same thing. You're going to visualize the C, the root, is in the soprano voicing on this string set. So C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B, E, A, D, G, C, right? And then we're going to do a triad that we're all very familiar with, G, C, E. So this is second inversion, and everybody's familiar with this D chord. So that's a D major triad, and this is C. Here's your root right here in the middle. C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B, E, A, D, G, C, right? So that right there, you just learned all the triads on this string set, all the major triads on this string set. So because there's only 3 on this three string set. Yeah, makes sense. So then you jump to the next string set, starting in a root position. So where's our next one on this string set? It's gonna be C, E, G, right? So that's our root. So C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B, E, A, D, G, C. Now I'm sure some of you are familiar with this shape. It's used quite a lot. So then we're going to go to our next inversion, or our first inversion is going to be, anybody? E, G, C. E, G, C, right? C, F, here's our root. B flat, E flat, A flat, B flat, D flat, G flat, B, E, A, D, G, back to C, right? So then we go from first inversion to second inversion, so it's going to be G, C, E. So G, C, E. Here's our root. So C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B, E, A, D, G, C. Right? So you're starting to see the pattern. It's going to be root, 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 right? Now we move on to the next string set. So, does this shape look familiar? Right? That's a four string chord. Play that all the time. It's the same shape, but we're not playing this C up here. We don't need it right now because we're only doing triads. So, I would stick with right now this shape, because this fingering for this shape, because these fingerings come into play when it comes into doing arpeggios for these triads. So right here's our root, root, third, fifth, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B, E, A, D, G, C, right? So now we're going to go to our first inversion, which is E, G, C. E, G, C. Here's our root, third, fifth. So C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B, E, A, D, G, C. Right? Pretty easy. Excuse me. Now we go to our second inversion, which is going to be G, C, E. Here's our root. C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B, E, A, D, G, C. Okay? And then, now the beauty is, these shapes that we just did on this string set are the same shapes that we're going to do on this string set, right? So, root, third, fifth, it's the same as this one. So C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B, E, A, D, G, C, right? And then we're going to go to E, G, C. Same shape as it was here. So, and remember our roots here in the soprano voicing. So C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B, E, A, D, G, C. Okay? And then we go to our second version, G, C, E. Right here's our root. C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B, E, A, D, G, C. Right? So all these shapes are movable, and they're all major shapes. And then you can take these and you can use them for soloing, composition, or just having fun, understanding the fretboard a little bit more, and a little bit of theory, because the next lesson we start to get into theory about this. A little bit of theory, not a whole lot, but you start to visualize how you change chord qualities on the guitar. It's very similar to the piano, so this is a very helpful thing. It will open up the fretboard for you immensely and help you understand what you are playing. As always, any questions, feel free to contact me. PDFs and stuff like that. So yeah, just contact me.